G'day gamers, Wybot here with Filthy Wybot 74 with some Gears of War 4 ranked TDM. I jumped on this afternoon after I was playing some King of the Hill on social and my team was just getting owned. I was the only one who was capping in the first half. I got 4 to 5 caps and the rest of my team were just hanging back worrying about the KD. So I got frustrated and I thought I'd jump on and play a bit of sweaty ranked TDM match. And I can tell you, I went off for the first half. Second round and third round didn't do too well, but it was sweaty, it was fun, so I've edited down bits here and there. I forgot if we won or lost in this match, but as you can see, I turn around and get this bloke. But I enjoyed it, so here we'll use in the background for the commentary, and what I'm going to talk about today is more importantly, why did Gears of War 4 not sell as well as the others? And that's why I've brought some certain fanboys of other consoles, I'm not even going to mention who, just come out and say that Gears of War 4 is a flop. Now, apparently didn't sell as well as Gears of War 2 or 3. Okay, now to be honest, that's not a surprise. That's not a surprise to me. I'm not really surprised by that, the time that it came out. And more importantly, a lot of people in the Gears of War community felt rather jilted and weren't happy with the way the beta was. But more importantly, they didn't like Judgment or Gears of War Ultimate Edition, the remaster version. Particularly a lot of people here in Australia and New Zealand. And I think they paid against him. Thank you for picking me up there, butters. You just waited for me to come by and do that. So what I'm trying to say is I get my first taken out there. By the way, good one, Wybot, doing well until he took you out. Is that in itself, I think the beta, a lot of people weren't happy with the beta. It sort of reminded them a little bit too much of Judgment. The microtransactions is another one. So all these things played a part, which I didn't think it was a great sale for this game. They weren't, they haven't really said to come out and said we're not happy with the sales. Let's face it, I think they made a bit of money out of the microtransactions. And that's another thing why I don't think it has sold as well compared to other Gears games. Now, going to the past, and look, I'm not really, when I talk about other Gears games, I am not really the aficionado when it comes to Gears history, stats, or anything like that. But what I can tell you, it's a bit of an unfair comparison and thing to say at the moment. Yes, I am biased, but I'm going to just tell you why I think that. Now, let's think. When the original Gears of War came out, the first time I saw it or anything about it was pretty much the song by, I forget the name of the song, whatever, but you saw the ad, it was at Hoyts. And straight away, even people that play video games, you can see their jaw had dropped. They were like, whoa, holy shit, this game looks unreal. And it sold the Xbox 360. It did. It surprisingly did incredibly well. Not much competition at the time. I think its only competitor was Halo. And that came out later, and it did well with sales. Even Cliffy B was quite taken back how well it did. Okay, so it did very, very well. As did Gears of War 2, and the ads for that were very good. Once again, not much competition. At the time it released, there was no major games like COD or that coming within the time Gears of War 2 was released. And I do believe it was the same for Gears of War 3. Let's not forget with Gears of War 3, people, that console, that exclusive Xbox 360 console, was the Duck's Nuts. It looked incredibly beautiful, nice sound, and that was the popular draw point for people to buy the game. Once again, excuse my phone, there really wasn't much competition for that game, okay? The PlayStation 3 wasn't doing well compared to sales. There weren't any great games like Battlefield 1. There weren't any other great games. Basically, like, Titanfall 2, all the latest COD just around the corner. And I can't remember, but I think Gears of War 3, pretty much the beta on that puppy did very, very well, as far as I'm concerned. But everybody's concerned about the sword off. I think it was OP, and I don't know if they nerfed it or not. I'm not too sure. I think they reduced the spray damage on it. Maybe Elder Succubus can write in the comment section down below, because he knows the stats for this, like the veins on his you-know-what. So, people, that's what I think. But then, let's fast forward to where they really started to lose faith. One, they kept on lying about dedicated servers. People just ended up playing TDM. I think I'm nemesis in that person. The second half have really just pretty much really cut short because we got owned in the second round. I can't remember how the third round ended, but anyway. And here's I Am God's Gift, I think it is. And look at this. He just totally kaboom. Like he is God's gift to winning that match. So, then we go to Gears of War Judgment, which I didn't mind the free-for-all. It was a bit of a laugh, but it was a major letdown. Lack of maps, lack of content, different company that made the multiplayer from the campaign, and it sucked. The campaign was the Duck's Nuts. Don't get me wrong, all the campaign of Gears of War games have been top-notch. I don't care what anybody says, they are beautiful as. They're probably some of the best campaigns I've ever played. And Judgment was no exception to that rule, but the multiplayer of Judgment, let's face it, it died very, very quickly. Then Gears of War Ultimate Edition Once again, they remastered it. Looked beautiful. The campaign, of course, we've all played the campaign, loved it. The story was good, but the multiplayer was shit. Now, you can say it's skill, but from here, from Australian and New Zealand point of view, it was the connection. And that turned a lot of people off. Fast forward now to Gears of War 4 coming out. And let's look at the games that really came balls to the wall, out with a great advertisement, was Battlefield 1. Unbelievable. Battlefield 1 has just launched, no issues whatsoever, and a lot of people are liking it. Not to mention Call of Duty Infinity Warfare, regardless of what you might think of that game, that was just around the corner. And Titanfall 2 rated very high and is apparently doing well with sales. So the timing wasn't the best. There's mixed concern about people talking about the PC connection and crossplay. Horde was in there. I think it's a bloody great game. I think the campaign was surprisingly amazing. But the thing that's going to let this game down is the microtransactions, the Mountain Dew sponsorship. And that's not Gears of War community. I don't care what anybody says. The Gears of War community is not the COD community. I don't care what anybody says. It's very different. Look at me missing those shots. That's how bad I was this afternoon. I was half asleep when I was playing this match. But what I'm going to tell you, people, is the Gears of War community, if they're not happy with it, they're not going to buy it. No matter how much they love the game. And I've got a lot of Gears friends which is just sitting on the sideline just saying, nah, I'm not getting it. I even had a guy, Ulysses, shout out to him, he commented on the last couple of last Gears videos I did, and he said, I'm not buying Gears of War 5. I've had enough with Microsoft and what they've done to the Gears franchise. I'm over it. I've had enough. Look, I thought I got that guy and he just turned around and owned me. I think that was just, I totally missed him, but I thought I got him anyway. So there's the Gears of War fans. They are hardcore. They are very, very vocal. People say the COD community is. Yeah, but they still buy the goddamn game. They really do. The game sold well. I don't care what anybody says. It didn't sell well as other COD games, but they're still buying it. Still falling for it. Still grabbing it. Still getting the season pass. And this, the other thing is go to down part, made this game fall, is the fact that the season pass really hasn't had much to offer us. And I still haven't got Gary from the year 10 anniversary pack. So, why do I think it didn't sell too well? Timing. And too much of the microtransaction and COD-like marketing is my view. Tell me what you think in the comment section down below. Still loving it nonetheless. I will play heaps of this. It's still good to have a bit of the community starting and get back together. I think ranked TDM is fun, but it's not as fun as King of the Hill. That is where, and Dodgeball, that is where this game truly and ultimately shines. Frag and Tappy, good days that own you. Tell me what you think is the downfall and why it didn't sell well as compared to other Gears games. I don't think it's a flop. I really don't. Because the other thing is what people got to understand is Gears is never an easy game to play. It really isn't. As you just saw then, I got totally owned. But it is not an easy game. It takes a lot of skill and testosterone, and the community are hardcore. So that's another thing against itself. You do need skill to play this game. I don't care what anybody says. Even this one, even Judgment you do. But when it comes to Gears of War 3, 2, and Gears of War Ultimate Edition, it is skill. And that is something against it as well, because players like to have a game which isn't too hard. So Frag and Tabby, good days and I get the final kill. I think my final was 16, 10, and 14 or something. But it wasn't too bad for an old news. Frag and Tabby, good days and you. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'll catch you mofos on the battlefield.